I've had one. You see, I've had one happy marriage. Very happy, and I'm not looking for or expecting another one. You do understand that, do you?
I thought perhaps in time for companionship.
No, Percy, no. It'd be wrong of me to build up your hopes. If I'd known what was in your mind, well, I'd have put a stop to it before you got hurt. I really blame myself very much for this.
No. No, never blame yourself, Kath. It was my stupidity. You're the first woman who's taken a real interest in me, see? You might have known nothing would come of it.
Oh, don't talk like that. I mean, you still might meet somebody.
Kath, I'm in my 60s. If it hasn't happened before, I've no chance now, have I? But for a week or two. Well, at least I got that from my scrapbook.
Well, I mean, we can go on being friends, can't we? Well, perhaps you'd rather we didn't.
Oh, we won't lose touch. But I think I'd better call a halt to dropping in to see you so often. It's not fair on you. I've made a bit of a fool of myself, haven't I?
No, I won't have that. If things had been different, well, you never know.
Where are the tears?
There weren't any.
I saw them.
Something in my eye.
Sharon.
Well, just a few.
Why?
Who knows? They creep up on you, don't they? If you knew why, maybe you wouldn't do it.
The sooner we have that break, the better.
No need to now.
What?
Eddie has truly gone.
For good?
For good, for bad, for indifferent, who cares?
You sure of this?
Absolutely sure.
He's been here, has he?
Yeah.
How'd you manage to persuade him?
Bored him to death.
Hmm?
Flip comment. Doesn't mean a thing. Look, he's gone. That's all that matters. We can forget all about him.
I'd like to think that, yeah.
Feel free.
He didn't threaten you in any way, did he?
He does have another side to his nature.
I can hardly believe it. That he's gone, I mean.
Take it as read.
So we can still have that break,
Could we wait till there's a bit of a lull in the garage?
When's that going to be?
Well, there's a hell of a lot going on at the moment. I really wouldn't feel happy about leaving it, you know.
Well, it suits me too, actually.
How do you mean?
No, giving it a miss. The Langland Park people are coming up with a new project, and it's good to be in at the birth, as they say.
Have you heard any more about the penthouse flat?
Heard?
Well, have you signed anything, or...?
No, not at the moment. A couple of things I wasn't very happy about.
Like what?
Well, the odd door frame, skirting board, trivial things, really. I mean, with that sort of money...
Best to get them fixed.
Yeah. Well, I must say it's good news about our friend's departure.
Yeah.
There's no way you could be wrong, is there? He really has gone.
He's out of sight.
And out of mind?
That as well, yeah.
Mum, honestly, £2 for a seat in the stalls for that roach, I ask you.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you would. Wasn't much for me, though, was there?
I didn't realise. Rex used to be a feminist cinema. Didn't know they'd started showing blue movies.
Mum? That's funny. She didn't say she was going out.
Probably popped round to see a neighbour. Mind you, don't say Wally's not here either.
House seems to be empty.
Oh, you were right then. It was a waste of money. If we knew we'd have the place to ourselves, I needn't have bothered.
Hello, you're back early.
Where have you been?
Oh, I've been out in the garden, you know, looking at those roses that your dad planted. Look, there's quite a few blooms already. Look.
Mum, you haven't been crying again, have you?
Well, just a few tears thinking about him, you know.
It's nearly dark out there.
The best time in the evening, your dad always used to say. You can really smell the flowers, though, those evening primroses and the stocks.
I wish you wouldn't, Mum. It's morbid, making yourself unhappy thinking.
Don't be so silly. It's not morbid at all. It's very comforting. Remembering all the good times out there in the garden and being thankful for what's to come, too. You two and the baby. Right, well, I'll put the kettle on.
No, I'll make it. Here, give us those. I'll put them in water.
Oh, thanks, love. Well, did you enjoy the film?
It's disgusting. There was no story, no characters, just sex. So boring I went to sleep halfway through.
I bet Kevin didn't.
No, he didn't. His eyes were out on stalks. Don't know what men see and all that.
I've had a visitor this evening.
Oh, not Percy again.
Yeah, but don't worry. I don't think he'll be coming round again.
Oh?
You were right. He was getting serious. He asked me to marry him.
He what?
Now, don't laugh, Glenda. It's very sad. I felt very guilty about him.
Sorry. Or was he upset when you turned him down? You did turn him down,
Oh,
didn't you?
yes, of course I did. Yes, he was. I mean, it must be very disappointing, mustn't it, for a man of his age?
Oh, yeah. He could see himself being looked after in his old age.
Oh, no, it wasn't like that at all. I don't think that side of it entered his mind. I think he saw the two of us in that big house of his, you know. Oh, he'd have spoiled me, not the other way round.
Maybe you should have said yes then. He might have gone mad and covered you in diamonds.
Wouldn't have made a scrap of difference, the way I felt. No, I could never get married again, Glenda. Certainly not to Percy Dobson, but I should miss him calling round, though. It's a pity.
Why don't we have our brandy and coffee in the bar?
Because I asked the girl to bring it in here.
Paul, will you tell our waitress that we want our coffee and brandy in the bar?
Certainly.
Not so certainly, Paul. She's not the brightest girl in the restaurant, darling. Don't let's confuse her.
Here, then.
Oh, since you insist, yes.
Why did you do that? I don't like it here.
Oh, why don't you like it here?
Well, I feel I'm on public view.
And I feel I'm viewing the public. Thank you, Suzette.
Is the restaurant crowded?
Yes, darling, and it still is.
Then I'll be lucky if I get my meal before midnight.
I would have invited you to the privilege of dining with us if you'd asked.
Well, I'd have had to have refused. The work's piling up in the office with Jill taking a couple of days off out of term.
That's the missing piece.
What?
Have you ever been halfway through a crossword puzzle? Or rather, a jigsaw puzzle? And decided that there's a piece missing? Well, that's happened to me all day. You see, I've got it now. Miranda turned it up. It's Jill that I haven't seen about.
You would say that you've been sitting here just to watch out for Jill?
No, there's more than one piece missing. There are two. I've been watching out for the second piece.
Adam Chance.
I wonder where they've paired up.
Her place, Chimneys.
Giving their impending marriage a thorough trial run.
There is no need to be distasteful, Valerie.
I haven't your love of Victoriana, darling. You've always known that. And I'm sure it's why you married me.
Well, even so, as we're going off to Italy, I don't think it's any of my business when or where Jill and Adam go and...
Oh, go on, darling. Say it. It won't bite you. Shack up. And yes, I do think it could well be our business, because if Adam isn't serious about Jill, he might well turn his attentions to Miranda again.
I ran into him. He was paying his bill in the bar. And I said, well, this is a bit sudden, isn't it? And he said, no, well, you know me, darling. And it was a quick peck on the cheek and off. So?
So what?
Well, aren't you surprised?
Not really. He called round to say goodbye.
Oh.
And don't pretend you don't know.
Well, I did know he was coming round, but I didn't think it was to say goodbye. As a matter of fact, I thought he sounded a bit hopeful.
About what?
About Lou.
Unfounded.
Well, somebody will be pleased. Oliver.
Oh, yes, he called round as well. Yes, he was pleased enough, I suppose.
Right.
At least it stopped him taking evasive action.
How do you mean?
Going away.
I thought that was a very good idea.
But I didn't think it was a good idea, did I?
Where was he going to take you?
Not where, just the idea. It seemed a bit feeble to me.
Oh, come on, you didn't expect him to punch Eddie on the nose, did you?
No.
Well, what then?
Oh, don't be silly.
Well, did you actually want him to?
I don't know what I want anymore.
Well, what do you want? So what was it all like then? Eddie's farewell.
No.
Did he get stroppy or did he make waves or what?
No. I don't understand that man. If I live to be 100 years old, I'll never understand him. He's such a mixture. He's good and he's bad, but he's never dull.
How do you feel now he's gone?
Great. Absolutely great.
Shin here.
Oh, hello. What are you doing in here, sitting on your own?
There ain't nobody else here.
It's a good point. I asked for that. You all right?
Yeah, just reading me comics. Got 'em dinner time.
Couldn't you do that at home?
Don't like going back there. Not now I'm living at Mrs. Price's on my own.
Haven't you found anywhere else yet?
No.
Have you looked?
Of course I looked. I went to that big house by the post office because they had a card in the window, room to let.
And?
The woman that come to the door didn't like me.
Come on, you're always saying that. What made you think she didn't like you?
She shut the door in my face.
I see.
Look, there ain't no point. I mean, there ain't nobody in the village going to give me a room. So why bother?
Look, Benny, has it ever occurred to you, with all that money you've got, you could buy yourself your own little place? They've got some lovely flats around. They're all furnished. You could move straight in.
It'd have to be quick. I had a letter off that Mrs. Price's relations. Matt read it to me.
What did it say?
Gotta move out at the end of next week.
Well, there you go. So why don't we go down the builders? I'll get us a brochure and we can see one of them show flats. It'd be great, Benny.
Yeah. Moved all the other furniture out.
Have they?
There's only my bed and a chair in the room. I keep hearing things like just noises and that.
Well, it's probably the floorboards. They creak, you know, in those old houses.
Yeah, I expect that's it.
Well, there's one thing. You can't stay here all night. Nobby will want to lock up.
Yeah, I'll go over the cafeteria and have something to eat.
Benny, do cheer up. It'll all be all right in the end, you know.
Oh, it's you.
I believe so.
You're not supposed to be in here.
But I am.
I mean, you're never supposed to be in here. This room is for the members of the managerial board only.
I know.
Then why are you trespassing?
Because I am a daughter of a member of the managing board.
Not good enough. Daughters of managerial directors do not hold rank. It's undemocratic.
Then who invited you?
I'm merely performing my duties. I'd hoped to find your parents in here.
So did I. Wanted to go through their documents for tomorrow.
Are they return flights or singles?
If you're going to be the old nosy Paul, then why don't you sit down and nose in comfort?
Would I get further sitting down than standing up?
That's what I meant.
What's the mystery about your parents leaving?
What's the mystery about you wanting to know?
Nothing. I am merely attending to my duties. They usually prefer the same table. So if they were coming back soon, I'd like to know exactly when, so they could go straight to their table instead of finding strangers sitting there.
Well, I don't know the date. I'd tell you if I did. I don't think Father does either.
And you don't know when they're coming back?
Yes.
When, then?
Yes, I don't know.
Been in touch with Jill lately?
She's taken a couple of days off.
Yes, lumbering you with all her work. No, I just thought you may have had to call her about this and that at Chimneys.
Yes, Paul. Jill has taken a couple of days off and she spent them at Chimneys. It is her home, you know.
Oh, yes, why not? I just thought she may know whether Adam Chance has left for good or not.
Adam? Has he gone?
2 days now.
There was nothing about that in the chalet register.
Managerial chalets are not on the public register. The next time you take a course in restaurant management, remind me to teach you how to obtain information you require.
Who is it?
Thank you, Suzette. Quite the brightest girl in the restaurant.
Last night you told Paul she was the dimmest.
Yes, well, last night I was in a funny mood.
Funny? Now, I have a distinct feeling of déjà vu. while you're absorbed in pouring the coffee, would you like me to keep an eye open?
Yes, well, if we don't see Adam Chance come back here at night, we'll know he's at Chimneys, and if he does come back, we can't be at all sure that he's been to Chimneys at all.
So I'm only surprised that you haven't rung Chimneys just to see if he'd answer.
I have, several times, till I found the telephone was off the hook.
Then he must be there with her. So why don't we drink up, go to bed early, and have a good night's sleep before our flight tomorrow morning? Unless you want me to be airsick again.
Darling, do try not to be so romantic.
Good dinner.
Not bad. We left the best bits for you to enjoy later with the staff.
Can we have lunch sometime tomorrow before you fly off?
This girl thinks of nothing but food. Certainly, I don't see why not.
Did you think we'd go off without saying a word?
Well, you'll be running true to form in this place. Do you know, Adam Chance took a couple of days off, left no forwarding address, he just disappeared into the blue.
Mrs. Price.
Benny.
Hello, Miss Diane. You frightened me.
Hey, listen, do you know you left the side door open?
I must have forgot.
Well, you must be daft, you must. Anybody can get in.
Well, I usually go down and see everything locked up, but lights went out and it got all dark, like.
Well, they were out because the main switch was off. I had to turn it on.
That must be it.
What?
Just kids, they keep getting through the windows and calling. When I shout, they're running around. I can't see it. They just keep shouting all the time. I can't...
Hang about, that's it. Come on.
What?
Get your things, we're going.
Where are we going?
We're going back to my place. You can have the sofa till we find you somewhere else.